Hey you beautiful people, welcome back to a new video on our channel Read Travel Become. A few days back I got a chance to watch the movie Dune in a cinema hall, in a movie theater. And it is one of those rare experiences which you get after watching an epic science fiction drama. I had like an interstellar level experience when I saw the movie Dune on a big screen. And because I had read the book Dune also, I could appreciate the movie even more. The movie is basically the first half of the book. The first book is somewhat like 700-800 pages long book, and the movie adaptation is just the first half of the book. Obviously a lot of the details were missed from the book in the movie which I wanted to see, but obviously because the scope of the book is huge, the story is huge, it is an epic drama, they had to eliminate some of the details from the book. So many of my subscribers know on this channel I have recommended Dune a lot of times to read, but I could not really talk about it. I didn't really get a perfect chance to talk about and review the book. So in this video I'm gonna review the book Dune, and I'm gonna tell you why should you read the book Dune. The book is not very difficult to read, but it takes some time for things to set, for characters to be introduced, because it has a lot of characters, it has a lot of families, and a lot of intergalactic plans. I'm also going to tell you 3 important lessons which I have learned from the book. Based on feedback from viewers, there's a small tip for you guys. If you can watch this video in 1.25 or 1.5 speed, it will be great, because I think many people told me that it is an optimum speed for watching my videos. And make sure you watch the video till the end. You may never know which thought or fact may resonate with you and change the course of your life. So let's get started. So let's start the video by talking about the book. I'll give you a short summary of the book. What is the book all about? So Dune, the title of the book, refers to the planet Arrakis. This planet is a barren land. It has very less water. In fact, the water is so scarce here that people have to wear special suits so that they can maintain their body water and maintain their body moisture. Every drop of water is extremely precious on this planet. This planet has the capabilities to grow a spice known as melange. It is a spice which is known as the elixir of life. Whenever you take this spice, you have a longer life, you have superhuman capabilities, you have these intergalactic capabilities, you can travel between planets if you consume this spice. So the presence of the spice gives a lot of importance to this planet Arrakis. So the story is essentially about a family known as the Atreides family. Duke Leto is the head of the Atreides family and Paul is his son. The story is centered around Paul. The story is set in the far, far future. It is said that there was a war between humans and machines, between humans and AI basically, and humans won that, and after this war, humans have banned AI. But still there are some characters known as mentats who are basically a culmination of robots and humans, and who have superhuman capabilities, like they can calculate very fast and they can analyze data very fast. So Dune is set in this times. Everything feels very traditional and ancient, but it is not. It is highly advanced. So I won't be giving you any spoilers, but the story is about this Atreides family going to Dune. I won't give you any spoilers, but the story is about this Atreides family going on the planet Arrakis, and what follows and what politics follow. It's all about that. Everything revolves around Paul, who is supposed to be known as that hero who would save the planet Arrakis according to their local people called Fremen. Frank Herbert has written all of this in the 1960s. Just imagine, he was thinking about intergalactic travel, he was thinking about these specially designed space suits to conserve water, he was thinking about sandworms, he was thinking about all the biological flora and fauna on the planet Arrakis. Everything is so detailed, it's hard for you to not be fascinated by what this writer had in mind when he wrote the novel. Once you get the hang of it, once you get all the characters, it's a very easy read. It's just the length of the novel. It's a long novel and it takes some time to complete the novel. Now let's talk about the 3 principles which I have learned from the book. The first important lesson that I have learned from this book is fear is the mind killer. This is seen in the movie also, and in the movie, Lady Jessica, who is the mother of Paul, repeats this line frequently to stress the importance of this fact in the whole saga. I have personally experienced this, that whenever I'm scared, whenever I am not ready to take a risk, I generally lose. I generally lose. I generally face failure. And on the contrary, when I believe that fear is killing my mind, fear is basically creating a haze around my rational mind, I try to be aware of that and try to make sensible decisions. You might have often observed that because of fear, because of these inhibitions, you might take a step back and the results have dramatically changed. We fear because everything is unknown. Our mind wants control. Our whole body, our whole environment wants control. Why do we like listening to music? Especially music which we have heard before, because we know what kind of music is going to come, what kind of lyrics we are going to hear. We feel a sense of control, and that kind of pacifies us. But this control, this sense of control does not happen in the real world. Everything is uncertain and nothing is in your control. It's basically what actions you take in this fear of uncertainty. Fear is something which makes you take the safer path. It makes you not take risks, which changes your life dramatically. In the book, Paul is faced with a lot of scary situations. He basically has to be a leader and take the wise decisions for his people. There are a lot of times when this sentence, fear is the mind killer, is repeated because the writer stresses this fact that how fear can kill our judgments and our mind. The next important lesson from the book is somewhat the most important lesson for me personally, because I've seen this in my life a lot of times and it resonates a lot with me. The lesson is motivation is overrated. There is a scene in the book as well as in the movie when Paul, the central character, is training with his weapons master, and while training, this is the conversation that these guys have.
In the training session, Paul says, I guess I am not in the mood for it today. Mood? What has mood to do with it? You fight when necessity arises, no matter the mood.
When I read these lines for the first time, it made me question my life. There has been a lot of times when I was not in the mood to do something. Yes, I was motivated. Yes, I could see that doing this thing would really benefit me, but I was not in the mood to do that. This really hit me hard, that it's not about how you find the mood to do anything. I still question myself when I'm supposed to do something, but when I'm not doing that, I still question myself, is it just because I'm not in the mood today? Because if you come to think of it, you would never have the best mood. You would never have the right mood to start something. If you want to write that book, if you want to go shoot that video, talk to someone, apply for that job, learn a new skill, anything you want, there's never going to come that perfect mood. This thing has got imprinted into my mind. Even after coming to the US, I have a lot of assignments to do. I have a lot of deliverables to catch because of my graduate life, because of my graduate school work. But and there are many times when I am not in the mood to make a video, but still somehow I have to push myself. I have to make it. Because there are going to be times when I'm absolutely not in the mood to do anything, but I keep myself reminding that this motivation thing is overrated and there's never going to be a perfect mood. There's an exchange between Kynes and Jessica. They talk about this.
Kynes looks at Jessica and says, the newcomer to Arrakis frequently underestimates the importance of water here. You are dealing, you see, with the law of the minimum.
The law of minimum isn't new to Dune. It's actually Liebig's law of minimum, which says that the growth of any entity does not depend on the resources which are available, but it depends on that limiting factor, that resource which is the least and which is pushing everything behind. Now let me explain what do you mean by this. You are someone who is very motivated and you have the skills, you have the ability to get things done, but there are some things which are pulling you behind. For example, you are most productive in the mornings, but you have a problem that you cannot get up in the morning. Your growth will always depend on why you are not being able to get up in the morning rather than the skills that you have. If you just ignore this thing of not getting up in the morning, it won't disappear on its own. You have to work on it and eliminate it. It's like creating a lean experience, removing all the unnecessary things which are limiting your success, which are limiting your growth. So this dialogue is in the form of water being grown on the planet Arrakis, which is also a very good metaphor. The little things that are keeping you behind, keep a track of them, be aware of them, and try to eliminate them. They won't go away on their own. Other than these three principles, there are numerous principles which can be taken from the book. I really appreciate the world building that this author Frank Herbert has done. So I had a good time watching the movie, but I would suggest read the book first and then watch the movie. It's going to be a ride. If you first read the book and then watch the movie, it's going to be an amazing experience. So yeah, that's all for this video. I hope you find value in these 3 lessons, and thank you so much for all the support that you have given me. Lots of interesting videos are lined up. Thank you so much for watching this video till here. That's all for this video. See you in the next video. Bye bye.